Good morning. So I'm making sausage gravy, and I've got my sausage all brown, and now I am adding in some butter, and I'm going to let this get a little bit melted. Stir up my sausage a little bit. I got this really nice and brown. And now I'm added in 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're gonna let that get melted. And then we're gonna start adding in some spices. So this is an easy thing to make on Sunday morning. We like to have sausage gravy with biscuits once in a while. So we're gonna make this in, I'm using my cast iron skillet. A lot of times it's made in a skillet. It might be a stainless steel, it might be non-stick, whatever skillet that you prefer. Cast iron has been in one that's been used in my family for years. So I like it. So we're gonna melt this down, and I turned my heat way down, so let's turn our heat up a little bit. I was starting to get some crumbles on my my sausage was browning a little bit too much. So, and we're gonna add in flour over the top. I've got 1/3 cup of flour that I'm gonna add over the top once our butter gets melted down. And I took, I have the biscuits, I cheated, and I'm using frozen biscuits. So I have them in the air fryer baking. They're on actually 375, and they're going to bake for 20 minutes. So they're going to be ready when our sausage gravy is done. The butter will just melt. I'm just being impatient. So one of the great things that I love about using skillet, especially a cast iron skillet, is as it's cooking, I can scrape the bottom, and the chunks of stuff that got cooked on the bottom is going to basically cook off. And as I scrape it, I can have those yummy bits of food in my food. So cooking with cast iron, you know, you get iron put back into your food. This is one of probably the oldest methods of cooking. It's really easy to clean. If you ever have anything that you have cooked right on the bottom of this cast iron pan, throw some water in it and boil it. It will scrape right up off the bottom, whatever it is that you have managed to cook right to the bottom. It will come right up. Then you take it and you let it cool. You dump that water out, you wipe it out with your rag, maybe a little bit of a abrasive cleanser if you need, but mostly you could probably use a scraper, and it's going to come right off. So now we're just going to sprinkle this flour over the top of the sausage, and then I'm just going to stir it. Let it get good and combine together. Turn my heat down a little bit more. And the one thing like cooking with cast iron is this pan will hold the heat. So even when I turn it off, it's still going to continue to cook. So you have to keep that in mind. So cast iron is a good pan that you can start on the stovetop with. You can brown your meat, then you can put it right in the hot oven and bake it right in the same pan. So there's our nice, the sausage grabbed a hold of all of that nice flour. So now we're going to pour in our milk, and slowly we're going to whisk until it gets smooth. So I'm just going to use my small whisk. Turn my heat up to medium again. See, I'm starting in the center, and as I work out, I can pull more of the mixture into it. I can feel my whisk is rubbing the bottom of where some of those yummy food flakes are stuck to the bottom. So I'm going to try to get those off. All right. And the process now is to basically warm up this milk. So I'm going to turn my heat back up to medium high. And I am going to put in some of my seasonings. Okay, so we need 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. So, you know, this gives it a really good flavor. And then it's suggesting to whisk that in. As I'm whisking, it's adding more goodness off the bottom and getting that garlic powder put right in there, mixed right in. All right. And next we need 1/4 teaspoon of seasoned salt. So I have got a little bit of rosemary. And that goes really well with sausage. I can get the cover off it. I'm going to cheat and poke it. Okay, got that in there. And this was just a little seasoning salt that I had. And then I want to use 1/4 teaspoon of regular salt. And look at that wonderful color. It's pulling all the the gravy stuff off the bits off the bottom, and it's going to warm up that milk and get it really good. So now we're going to do a teaspoon of pepper. So, you know, the sausage gravy is really good with the pepper. I don't know, that seems like quite a bit. And this was at the bottom, so it seems to be really strong to me, so I'm not going to put it all in because we don't want to be on fire. I'm going to whisk this all in really good. And you can taste it and you can season to your liking. You may want a little bit more garlic. You may want a little bit more pepper. You may need a little bit more salt for your taste. There you go. This is going to be our sausage gravy for our biscuits. Super easy. A few ingredients. Let me know if you'd like me to share the recipe with you.